I don't think we can have another slump. For me, Bitcoin has been the best answer. It's been 10 years since I first talked about this, and it's still the best way to avoid the worst parts of the chaos and debasement while also making money. Inflation is slowly taking more money out of our pockets. It's not just a passing worry either. Our financial future is being watched by a sneaky attacker. Fiat currencies are losing value like ice melting in the hot sun as central banks pour huge amounts of money into the economy. Some people expect the whole system to fall apart in a big way during recession. But this is more of a slow process that takes away wealth over time. Bitcoin looks like a good way to protect yourself from the problems that come with inflation as this threat grows. In fact, Raoul says in his talk with Jordi Visser that Bitcoin has shown itself to be a good way to keep money safe during times when the economy is uncertain. Pal stresses that Bitcoin is a good option for people who are worried about how the value of cash and other traditional investments is falling because of inflation. Inflation today doesn't have the clear signs of a full-blown decline like it did during past economic crises. Still, the financial stress is real and big for millions of people. Over the past 10 years, Bitcoin has reliably done better than many traditional assets. This has given investors a way to not only keep their money safe but also make it grow as inflation rises. Here are some clips from Raoul talk with Jordi Visser that will help you understand it better. If you want to see more videos like this one, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post alerts. Have fun with the movie. I also don't think we can because of what you said about the credit cycle. Usually it's because the collateral has lost value, which means that it's being used to pay off the loan. Now, when you debase money, it looks like you don't let the security go down. Because of this, you can't have the mass deleveraging. And this makes people crazy because they want their crisis, they want to get back at someone. As far as I can tell, you're getting it by debasing the currency by 8% a year. In that case, that's like a put option on the deal. Because it keeps the system from falling apart. It's a trade-off. I've also talked about that. If debasement is one of the things, and as you say, there's a rolling slowdown in many businesses or total chaos, then you'll need a way to stay stable in the storm. You need something. So far, Bitcoin has been the best answer. For 10 years, I've been talking about this, and it's been the best of the chaos, the debasement, and the making of money. I think we do have different ideas about that. To this day, I still believe that both average and core inflation will drop below 2%. This is because rents will have delayed effects on inflation. For some strange reason, lowering borrowing rates makes inflation go down for a while. We didn't get more cash from the US during the 2016-17 crypto run. Rates were going to go up, but they stopped when the Chinese told them to. Don't forget that the price of oil was falling. No, stop this, everyone said. You are hurting everyone. So the US did nothing and didn't really add any cash. The Chinese did this again and added as much money as they could. The Europeans and the UK after Brexit also added a lot of money. As you correctly point out, you don't need the US because Chinese money is very important. The housing market is what I want to ask about that. Let us say that the Japanese agree to let Eurodollars into the Chinese market. Let's say that there is some payback. For now, it doesn't feel big enough for the homes market. I get your point about the housing market, but the market is kind of stuck. Do you think there's more to come? Is this the crooked moment? Raoul goes into more detail about the current stage of the business cycle and stresses the well-known chance for some markets to bounce back and do well. He says that when the economy starts to get better, the US dollar usually gets weaker. This is great for small cap stocks, commodities, and developing markets. During economic downturns, when investors are looking for safer assets, these areas often see big drops. Jordi Visser talked about how popular Bitcoin is becoming and said that more millionaires are being made in crypto than in regular markets. Visser talked about how Bitcoin is strong, it can hit new highs even during a bear market, and how important it is for people in places like Argentina and Brazil, where trust in banks is low. He also talked about recent events like the launch of Bitcoin ETFs and the growing number of people using digital currencies. Let's watch some more conversation clips to learn more about what Jordi and Visser talked about. You've said this over and over again for years about why Bitcoin is worth it. You got there long before I did. It became clearer to me that the anger I was hearing was caused by the fact that the bottom 70% of people live from salary to paycheck. Every year, more people become millionaires in Bitcoin than in the stock market. If the stock market goes up a lot, does that really happen? Yes, what I mean is that Bitcoin is making millionaires very quickly. You and I have also talked about how many wallet owners there are and how they keep growing. I can't believe how many macro users still either don't have it or say they missed it. As I stand there, I ask, do you realize that we had a full bear market? It was like the dot-com bubble burst in the crypto market, and Bitcoin hit all-time highs while everything else is still at zero. A lot of it, people in the US find it hard to understand Bitcoin because there are other things they can buy. That stuff is going up, so you can go buy Nvidia, the Qs, or anything else you want. It's the only thing that works in places like Argentina and Brazil where people don't trust the government, banks, or foreign exchange FX. That's where Malay was. People have always thought of Argentina as a place with lots of commodities and smart commodity players who just couldn't get out of their own way. From 1986 to 1994, when I moved to Brazil in 1997, they had 5 different currencies. They had to keep making up stories about what was going on. As you said, Bitcoin is a replacement for all people who aren't very rich in their foreign exchange FX. This is why the Brazilians had to keep changing their currencies because hyperinflation was devaluing their money. This is not huge price increases. Debasement is a slow way for people to stop paying their debts. People who aren't in the top 1% are the ones who are most angry. And what's happened this year with Bitcoin, not just Bitcoin, but Bitcoin and stable coins in particular, to make the ETF launch possible. It went up 100% before the event, it went up again the month after, and it's been stable for the last 6 months. When everyone was looking forward to a big event like that, that's a good sign. There have been times in politics when issues that were supported by both parties made it through Congress. What changes are there for control, for people who want to put it on their balance sheet, and for how it is marked to market? There is the accounting change and the FASB change. Growth of stablecoins and the fact that Terra Luna went off the charts. There were all these bubbles, but stablecoins kept growing. They are now the 16th biggest treasury owner in the world. I already said that people should read the McKinsey study on digital payments if they are interested in digital transactions. And more people in other countries are using steady coins, which will be the link. Don't think of Bitcoin as a way to share money. Instead, think of stable coins. Stable coins are part of the Bitcoin ecosystem. It's for sure going to be there. On the other hand, I do believe in the negative side. The blockchain can't not be the most negative thing out there. When you